a conflict that raged for 40 years and cost the lives of 40,000 people, but now real hope that it could be finally coming to an end. Earlier this year, the jailed leader of the pro-Kurdish organisation, the PKK, announced it was to lay down its arms and disband. Abdullah Öcalan, writing from his cell on an island near Istanbul, where he's been since 1999, saying the group's ongoing issues can now be resolved through democratic politics. Since then, the PKK even holding a ceremonial weapons burning, welcomed by the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. The initial aim of the PKK was for an independent state for the Kurdish people, who make up around a fifth of Turkey's population. In the 90s, separatism was abandoned as the group pushed instead for greater autonomy. As the PKK carried out its attacks, it was banned as a terrorist group, not just in Turkey, but also by others like the EU, the UK and US. There has, though, been hope before. An agreement in 2015 soon collapsed, violent fighting breaking out, notably in the Kurdish-dominated cities in southeast Turkey, including the historic centre of Diyarbakir, once the heart of Kurdish life and culture. Jenna revisits the PKK for France 24.
This woman is walking through the streets of her hometown. But ever since her husband died, she can't bear to be here anymore.
That morning I dropped my husband here with the car. He walked that way because he had a press meeting. After that, he was going to the four-legged minaret for a meeting with journalists. I don't know why, I rolled the window down to have a look at him from the back. It was the last time I saw him alive. Now we turn the corner. That's where it happened. The four-legged minaret is right after this corner. Over here.
Tahir Elci was a Kurdish lawyer and well-known human rights defender. In November 2015, he was making a public call for peace when a gunfire broke out between Turkish armed forces and PKK militants. He was killed right here at the bottom of this minaret. To this day, his death remains unsolved. It has never been confirmed whether he was deliberately targeted by the police. His wife, Tahir Elci, has returned to this spot for the first time in 10 years.
A huge emptiness. I feel emptiness, that's all. This is where I lost my childhood memories and my husband. What really hurts is seeing people come here on tours, taking pictures like it's just another tourist spot. For people like us, it's deeply painful.
How do you find peace without justice? This is the challenge faced by the people of Diyarbakir.
Çok sistematik bir inkar halinin olduğunu görüyoruz. İnkar olduğu için de
Because of a systematic denial, many massacres and crimes have been either justified or covered up using existing laws.
resmi hukuk üzerinden örtbas ediliyor.
Tahir Elci is just one example among many.
Tahir Elci'ye kadar olan
Journalist Özgür Ahmed was serving a 2-year prison sentence on terrorism charges when Tahir Elci was killed. A peace process between the PKK and the Turkish state had just collapsed and a violent conflict erupted. In the city centre, young militants clashed with government forces.
Hatırlıyorum biz avludaydık.
I remember suddenly the prisoners who were watching TV called out. They said that Tahir Elci had been killed. Honestly, we were in shock. His death also took away some of the hope people had for peace. I mean, a key figure was killed, right in the middle of the city, while making a public statement. Naturally, that led to a sense of despair. It damaged people's belief in peace. The period between 2013 and 2015 was a major opportunity that wasn't taken. And now we're in a similar moment again. We truly hope that this time it won't be missed.
Onun değerlendirilmesini yürekten diliyoruz.
In February, PKK founder Abdullah Öcalan made a historic call for the group to lay down its arms and disband. In a matter of weeks, the organisation declared a ceasefire. And a small group of militants burned their weapons live on TV. Many saw it as a possible end to the conflict, but others were sceptical.
Türkiye toplumu
Turkish society is unfamiliar with peace in many ways. It has no real experience of it. That makes every period where peace is discussed even more difficult. And honestly, we're in a time now that feels harder than many of the war periods themselves. Peace isn't something that just comes on its own, or something that happens with a decision or a signature. It's a process, a mindset. We are millions who want peace, that's clear. People want an end to this armed conflict that's lasted nearly 50 years. They know better than anyone what war really costs.
Many people want peace, some more than others. Those still waiting to hear from their loved ones. Thousands of people have joined the PKK's training camps known as the Mountains, a reference to Kandil's Heights, in northern Iraq. As part of the peace process, the Turkish state is expected to grant amnesty to those who pledge to return to civilian life. But uncertainty remains. Outside the headquarters of the pro-Kurdish nationalist party, DEM, 485 families have been holding a years-long vigil. They accuse the PKK and its networks of forcibly recruiting their children, like Ayten El-Haman, whose son left in 2017.
We come here every day, holding on to hope, waiting to hear some news. So far, 23 children have come back to their mothers. I hope my son comes home too. Bayram, my son, please come home.
This was the last sign of life she got from him, a message pledging loyalty to the group. Like every mother here, she's now close to the Turkish authorities and hopes her kid is still alive. She speaks under close police surveillance.
How did they deceive my son and take him away? How does this terrorist organization trick and take our children? We're waiting with hope. May God bless our president. The Turkey Without Terror initiative has given us hope. I truly hope all the children come back.
To help turn this hope into reality, some are trying to take concrete steps. Tahir Elci, now a member of parliament for the CHP party, has joined the Peace Process Commission. Every week, they meet with members of civil society to gain a deeper understanding of what's often called the Kurdish problem. However, the commission holds no legal power and cannot influence actions inside or outside Turkey.
The problem isn't limited to Turkey's borders. Since there are Kurds living in other countries like Iran, Iraq and Syria, and considering the current situation in Syria where global powers are also involved, it's hard to see the solution purely through what happens here in Turkey. We have to give that feeling, that emotion, that sense of trust to everyone equally. And that can only happen through the rule of law and by exercising democratic rights. If not, we may relive what we've been through in 2015. And believe me, this is one of our biggest concerns.
Equality and democratic rights. That's what Kurdish people are calling for. They want the right to be educated in their own language, the freedom to create independent media, to hold cultural festivals and express themselves without fear of sanctions. The youth also want a simple, basic freedom to support the sports club of their choice. These fans passionately support Ahmetspor, a second division club which is loved by some and loathed by others in Turkey. The club's popularity surged among Kurds after clashes between the PKK and the Turkish army in 2015. It's also drawn deep hostility from some Turkish fans in a country where around 15 million Kurds still face discrimination. The name and colours of Ahmetspor carry a powerful symbol of peaceful resistance.
Ahmetspor has become important for the Kurds in a cultural sense since the team is able to express itself in the arena of football and sports. In other areas, we, Kurds, are prevented or unable to show our own expressions. Ahmetspor is not just the team of Diyarbakir, it's the team of all Kurds, and at the same time, it's the team of all disadvantaged and marginalized peoples.
But passion comes at a cost. Fans are frequently banned from matches for security reasons and closely monitored. Press is forbidden to attend matches in the stands with the supporters. Starting from now, we're filming with our phones. Here, even the slightest word or move can lead to prosecution for alleged ties to the PKK.
Until recently, especially until last year, police presence was constant when we went to away games. But in the last 2 years, we started to be allowed to attend away matches. We believe this is the effect of the ongoing peace process. Parallel to this, of course, the pressure on the field and at home games has also decreased. There's been a noticeable change. The police films everything, especially during the national anthem. Even though it's not legally possible, they try to record if someone doesn't stand.
The city itself subtly embodies the repressive policies carried out by the authorities against the Kurdish population. The Sur district, located in the historic centre of Diyarbakir, was once the vibrant heart of Kurdish cultural life. In 2015, it became the scene of violent clashes. Viewing the area as a stronghold of the PKK, Turkish authorities launched intense bombings there.
The war lasted 108 days. Turkey, with NATO's second largest army, couldn't control this place for that long. So what did they do? They intervened with tanks, cannons and helicopters. And when they did, the history of this place was lost along with many lives. The culture was destroyed, the language was lost. Entire living areas were completely wiped out.
Sherifan Aydin served as co-chair of the Diyarbakir Chamber of Architects until 2020, but she was dismissed during one of the Turkish state's many crackdowns aimed at silencing opposition, including elected officials and activists in Kurdish regions.
The state has always aimed to intervene here, because this place as a whole has an identity that supports the Kurdish political movement.
Houses were demolished. 5,000 residents were forcibly displaced and most of the neighbourhood was redesigned, stripped of its traditional character. The ruins of historic buildings were dumped into the Tigris River, while homes and shops were replaced with empty lots and modern concrete blocks.
These are the new buildings, the concrete villas. They've been given a bit of a makeover to make them look like stone. And over there are the old buildings of Diyarbakir, restored. You can compare them from here.
Thousands of people who had been living in this area for years were displaced from here. We know that these empty areas were always houses, what we see across the street. But instead, we see huge brands opening their stores, all of a sudden, as if nothing had happened, things like soft drinks and clothes brands. It's as if everything has been thought out for this.
The state has invested €450 million in this modernisation project, which many describe as an herbicide. Major retail chains have also established themselves here, contributing to the erasure of the city's history. This transformation threatens Kurdish heritage, particularly among younger generations who are increasingly drawn to globalisation. Somehow, Ankara seems to have achieved one of its goals. Interest in Kurdish culture and identity has notably declined over the past decade.